This is Quick-Step for the Atari 2600, released by Imagic in 1983. Nowadays, people would probably see the name Imagic and try to pronounce it iMagic, and then they'd get sued by Apple. But not back in 1983, no. Though Imagic was relatively short-lived, only producing games for roughly 3 years, they created some of the most interesting and fun games on the Atari, and Quick-Step is no exception. I'd like to think the gameplay of Quick-Step is pretty self-explanatory, but I'll go ahead and explain it anyway. You're currently witnessing two-player footage played between my brother and I. I'm the orange kangaroo, and he's the purple... I think that's a squirrel? It's Atari. Why not? So the goal of Quick-Step is to hop around on each of these platforms using your joystick, or in our case, Sega Genesis D-pads, which changes their color. You'll notice the purple squirrel turns the platforms purple, whereas the orange kangaroo turns them, green. Once the platforms scroll past the bottom of the screen, it registers points for either player based on those colors. Get the highest score by the end of the stage and rub it in. Because you've earned those bragging rights, so make the loser grab you another beer. And let them get one too. You gotta be hospitable. Looks like my brother ignored the warning of the incoming bottleneck and was consumed by nothingness. In typical Atari fashion, the simplicity of this game is deceptive. Quick-Step gets pretty fast-paced, pretty quick. Sorry. But it throws a lot of curveballs at you along the way. Occasionally, you'll have the opportunity to land on a white platform, which will allow you to jump on and stun your opponent. So while you're going to want to hang out near the bottom of the screen to have a better chance of securing your platform's colors, you're also risking getting eaten by the void, especially if you're being attacked. At the same time, you don't want to stay low for the entire game because eventually the placement of the platforms will become irregular, forcing you to focus more on survival than points. And with one swift stroke of irony, I am now a victim of my own hubris. On one hand, you seem to have plenty of lives to absorb deaths, but it'll cost you precious time while you wait for a respawn, which could be all it takes to tip the game in your opponent's favor. Alright, score 1 for me. I don't think you'll see all the footage here, but I'm pretty sure we broke even by the end of our session. Quick-Step is just a great balance between risk and reward, and what appears to be a very interesting take on the Q*bert formula. Games like this are great to me because they're dead simple to pick up and play. I don't feel like you need much instruction, if any. Well, maybe a little. Unbeknownst to us at the time due to lack of an instruction manual, I later discovered that the orange platforms allow you to have a power-up that you can store, and if you press the button on your controller, it'll make a platform disappear. Now, that alone is going to add another layer of challenge and complexity to an already simple and accessible game. You really can't go wrong with that. But even despite our oversight at the time, Quick-Step proved to be very approachable. With games like Pong or Video Olympics in the 2600's case, there's hardly any explanation. Just hand your buddy a controller and you're good to go. To me, Quick-Step falls in that category, and it's got enough going on to keep things enjoyable. If you see a copy of this, pick it up, and bring a friend to play alongside you. It's dirt cheap entertainment, and highly recommended with 2 players. Quick-Step, with the shiny rainbow label that Imagic games were known for. It's a good time.